We have seen nothing from the left except for pushes over the years to make voting easier and easier with fewer and fewer standards surrounding it, right? Why? Because frankly, so much of their constituency they've trained to be lazy and disinterested and malleable. Can we be honest? Why do Democrats push internet voting and voting by mail and voting by phone and all these other ways to try to boost turnout? It's not because everyone has the right to vote. It's because so many of their voters, notice I'm not saying all, I'm saying a percentage of their voters don't exercise their right to vote. So many of their voters are disinterested, welfare case, entitlement handout, lazy fools who can't be bothered to even put their pants on and go to a polling place on election day, right? They've cultivated that constituency. I mean, let's be honest. In order to win elections, Democrats want to be able to have the homeless voting, the lazy welfare cases voting, geez, I've got to work this hard to prod these people to the polls every election day, they're thinking. Imagine how much harder it's going to be when they have to go through an extra step, even if it's a minimal step, of getting a photo ID. I think that's what these liberals are really worried about. It isn't even so much about cheating or rounding up people last minute with smokes for votes or sandwiches for votes. I think this is what they're really worried about. They aren't worried about poor people who don't have photo IDs or the elderly that don't have photo IDs. They're worried about all those people who are pretty lazy and disinterested and how they're going to get them to vote. Even when there's no standard they need to meet, it's tough to get them to vote. Now, holy cow, they've got to get a photo ID card and take an actual step or go out of their way even a little bit. Well, we know they're not going to do that. They're too lazy and disinterested to do that, the liberals think. I believe this is the real worry on the left. Oh, well, we're barely keeping these people interested in the political process as it is. And now you're saying they've got to have a photo ID to vote. That's another step. Or we're only getting these people to vote by rounding them up last minute on election day or doing get out the vote campaigns like having Jesse Jackson come to town and hold a speech and rile everybody up and then say, okay, let's walk to City Hall and vote. Those gimmicks aren't going to work. I mean, this has to be their fear. We're just barely getting this constituency of ours to the polls to vote in even small numbers. And now the Republicans are asking them to step over even a small hurdle. Well, this just ruins everything.